Greetings, everyone. I am still playing around with this idea, or well, I should say the ideas of mascots for Corn Pops cereal, just because I think it's funny. Um, Now I'm on to the second concept, which is Corn Pop stars. And here's the basics of the idea. Now, a little bit ago, I drew a picture just for fun of this guy, which is sort of a ridiculous take on the Rice Krispies character Pop. Well, I mean, in his name, or his name is Pop, why can't he be the solo star of Corn Pops? That's sort of what I was thinking. So let's say of these three characters, they have little separate solo careers just for fun, which means I'm going to be drawing another little picture of this character just for fun. But yeah, no, that's an interesting thing that they would think independent of themselves and want to do something outside of the world of Rice Krispies. So, another picture of one of the corn pop ideas. Yeah, I don't know. This seems silly. Would it be also kind of interesting if they did go solo and then went to other cereal brands? So let's say like Muslix would take on Crackle because he's awesome and he does really fun things or something like that. Maybe there was something like this that already existed, and or maybe Snap could be Muslix, and Crackle could be like Vector cereal, because maybe he'd be more into snowboarding or what have you. I don't know. I don't really eat Vector cereal because I don't know. It's not the same sort of thing that I would enjoy. I do like the corn pops though. Okay, now how would I think of the character Pop and corn pops together as some sort of a pop star? Let's zoom in on this. And I keep forgetting to try to lock down the screen. Now this could be like a series of doodles. I don't know yet. I'm trying to think of how the character might kind of look. As a pop star. what if we gave him like sort of longish hair? Like way longer. You know, something just popped into my head. Wouldn't it be popped into my head? Wouldn't it be funny if you got like different vocalists, like actual vocalists, to do the voices? Now, it would be funny if Pop had like blondish hair or like multicolored hair too. I'm trying to think of who could voice Pop. That Benson Boone guy is kind of popular. Now, I don't know if the long hair would be the thing. Could be. If it was sort of curlier, that'd be kind of interesting, I suppose, because, you know, Benson Boone has long hair. Not long hair, curly hair. A little mustache. And again, it doesn't have to look like the person who does the voice, although that'd be interesting. And again, not necessary to have long hair. I don't know why. I thought it'd be kind of funny to take off Pop's hat. Because I think there's a version of Rice Krispies where they're kind of like in a band. So, although I have a feeling that they used Pop as like sort of a, maybe I'm wrong with this. I think he was like a bass player or a stand-up bass player and like the older versions. I really didn't give myself a lot of concept sort of time in my head. I'm just trying to think of what I'm going to do with the lower part of Pop's body. Standing, dancing, kicking up a leg. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because he gets rid of his trademark uniform as a band leader. Well, could be leaning on something because that's what I have going on with this part here. But I'm just trying to think if I want to have like a leg crossed over. Did I already do a drawing that looks like that? Probably, possibly. I'm gonna dip the pen here. These could be like ripped up jeans, maybe too. I think that's sort of a popular thing that's kind of made a comeback. Move this Corn Pops mega box out of the way for a moment. And just so you know, I've kind of thought of something a little different here. I'm going to this over here. Set up a couple of things. From the lean on. Now, let's see what we can do with this image just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know if the long hair is necessary. I don't think I can kind of get rid of it. I mean, I can start another drawing, but I could start another drawing. But honestly, I can make do with this. Hmm. You know, you kind of grow up with these characters in a lot of ways, and they change so much as well. Different marketing departments or whatever get hold of characters and they change them. And you kind of see that, and then, you know, after a while, somebody gets a little nostalgic and they're like, oh no, we got to go back to the way it once was. Another, well, a few videos back, I would have mentioned that the Rice Krispies actually had a fourth member for a very short time named Pow. And yeah, I never brought that character back. The Rice Krispies characters, they did put out like some kind of music thing. I think you can find a video of it. It's called like Vibin'. That seems kind of funny. But there have been versions of bands over the years. So, zoom in on that just a little bit. See if I can lock that down a little bit too, which I kind of forget to do sometimes, so you end up with lots of blurry things going on in my videos because I'm paying more attention to the drawing. Something that I noticed growing up, and it always depended on, I guess, one of the names of things. I guess to make something extra cool, you would use the letter K instead of a C. It always kind of bugged me a little bit to do that. Kellogg's I get, though. You know, the company itself, they actually, well, they have a letter K that begins the name. And maybe it's about copywriting things too. I don't know. Up here, we're just going to say Just sort of regular letters, I should say. I'll just sort of slide that in like that. Yeah, seems interesting. It'd be funny if Snap, Crackle, and Pop um, had other names. Now, I'm not going to try to rename them, but that'd be kind of funny. Now, for some reason, I think there were a bunch of different cereals that had the name Pop in it. They're like, Cocoa Pops and, well, maybe not a bunch, but I think there might have been a couple. Could be wrong. I don't, yeah, anyway, I don't know. Ooh, that's a funny mistake. I forgot to put in the S. There we go. That's kind of the idea. I don't know if it's something to go much further than that, but it'd be interesting if you saw, you know, this box, and then maybe there would be almost like a cutout where he'd be missing from Rice Krispies for a little while, and the other two would still just be doing whatever it is that they're doing. Um, yeah, no, that'd be a weird thing, wouldn't it? If you went into the supermarket or grocery store, or where have you, to buy some Rice Krispies, and Pop was missing from the box, and then a month or two or whatever down the road, you'd go and you'd buy some corn pops, and there's Pop hanging out by the bowl, just being Pop. And then, like as I said a little bit earlier in the video, you know, they could do something comparable, and they could take off, and they could, you know, hang out on other cereal boxes that don't have mascots. So yeah, I don't know again about the long hair if that's necessary, but you know, you could have them with a song with, like, you know, again, I think just because he's popular now, that Benson Boone artist could voice Pop. Anyway, that's the rough idea, and that takes care of concept B. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit, and hopefully we'll see you at some point in the near future.